Here's my first time that I met a man who was one of the last of the living saints, and I mean that in every word. Nelson Mandela.
Okay.
First time I met him.
Johannesburg.
No. 1997, we are in your favorite place, Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, the land of
upright men.
We're in Ouagadougou. It is the OAU. Before AU, it was called the Organization of African Unity.
So I read that in GHC.
It was founded by Haile Selassie, Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta. Okay. OAU, they were having their heads of state summit in Ouaga. We called it Ouaga for short, Ouagadougou. So we arrived there because, we covered summits because, you never know what could happen at a summit. There was one summit in 1995 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Hosni Mubarak had showed up for an OAU summit. I'm just digressing a little bit. On his way, he came in for a quick short visit. Those were the days Al-Qaeda was just coming out. On his way to the airport, his motorcade was sprayed with guns. Hosni Mubarak, Egyptian president then, 1995, sprayed with guns. Terrorists. Of course, they were, shot. But the fact that a head of state there'll be an attempt on a head of state's life at a summit prompted us all to go and cover, every summit because you just never know what could happen. By the way, Hosni Mubarak was safe. He got to the airport and then flew back to Cairo. But that was Al-Qaeda, the beginnings those days. So, Burkina Faso, 1997, Mandela arrives. He's still president, by the way. And, of course, African heads of state, they're all there gathering. And we get there, and Mandela has met with leaders throughout the morning, and then in the afternoon he's chilling a little bit, and we're at the villas, where all the heads of state are staying. And we ask his security and his PAs, we said, can we just get an interview with the president, because we need to file something for this evening, and the president always has something to say. So can we just have a quick one, brief? They go, they check with the old man. He agrees, and it's a gangbang. There's many of us, BBC, Sky, everyone is there, all the agencies. So
this time you're working for
Reuters.
Oh,
right. Some agency now. So we get in there, and it's whoever raises their hand, and Mandela's standing over there, larger than life. His beautiful shirts, those ones which were flowing out, nice, one fantastic. And he was 1997. He had just been president three years, so he's still very cool, very able, very smart, very tough. Anyway, so BBC guy Mark Doyle raises his hand, Mr. President, and then he asks a question. Then I raise my hand, Mr. President, Jeff Koinange, Reuters Television. Did you say Koinange? I said, yes, Mr. President. Are you Kenyan? I said, yes, Mr. President. How did you know? He said, I used to read about Koinange in my time at Robben Island. I said, okay. Any relation? I said, yes, sir. If it's the chief, then he was my grandfather. You are the son of chiefs, Koinange. You are the son of chiefs. And we all laughed and had a good time and, continued. So we got our interview. That was my first meeting with him. First meeting. So now, fast forward. We're back in Johannesburg. That was my beat then. And, of course, Mandela's president, whenever he speaks, we all zip. And when I say zip over, it's Pretoria, which is an hour's drive. The capital is an hour's drive from Joburg in Pretoria. At this place they called Matlaban-Ndlovu, the Matlaban-Ndlovu, which was the presidential villa, if you will, in Pretoria. So we arrived there, again, a typical press conference, and again, 100 general, everyone wanted to be in Mandela's presence.
A battery. That is the
battery
word.
Of journalists.
Battery of journalists.
Battery is the word, journalists. Well done, my ass, my man. So, again, he walks into the room, larger than life. Koinange, good to see. The son of chiefs is in the room. Everybody, there's the son of, and now everybody's looking at me, right? I mean, they're saying, I'm telling you, right? I'm saying, what the? But he was like that, he just loved to engage. So Koinange, so after that, of course, my wife and I had been trying to have a child for many years, right? And he knew about it. He got, because we became very close. And every time he would see me, say, "Oh, Koinange, oh, any luck with some grandchildren for me?" I said, "Oh, Mr. President, still working on it, sir. I'll let you know." Oh, the son of chiefs, it looks like you need my help." Everybody will crack up in the room. Crack up, right?
The son of chief, it seems like you need my help.
It looks like you may need my help. Huh? Fast forward, Jamal is born in July 2007. I call his office about 8 months later. I was in South Africa, and we were wrapping everything up to come back to Kenya. And I called his office and I said, "Listen, Zelda, his PA, top PA, senior PA was called Zelda de Grange. Afrikaner woman, huh? Former nationalist government." And she came and he hired her to work for him. That's how incredible this man was. She was hardcore Afrikaner, working for the apartheid government. He says, "I want you to be my PA." What? She became loyal to a T, man. She had his back from Monday to Monday. Zelda. She wrote a book about him too, which is available, I think, at Yaya Center at the bookstop. Anyway, I called Zelda. I said, "Zelda, remember the president always asked me whether we're gonna have whether I had a son, whether he has any new grandson that he could see and be in the presence of." We do. And he's 8 months old, and we're getting ready to go back to Nairobi, but we have a bit of time. Would you let me know within the next week or so if the old man has time? Would love to come see him. He says, "Jeff, I'll get back to you." Literally 10 minutes later, she calls and says, "Jeff, can you make it tomorrow at noon?" I said, "Tomorrow?" She says, "Yeah, tomorrow at noon, be at Hyde Park, which is in Houghton, in Houghton, that area." Mm-hmm. She said, "Wow, what?" And that time, my cousin sister, they say cousin sister, was visiting us, named Linda Muriuki, big advocate here, big time lawyer. And she was visiting us. And this guy called Aliko Dangote was also visiting us.
Aliko.
Yeah, the richest black man on the planet. So we said, "Hey man, we've just been invited to see the old man tomorrow. Are you guys interested?" Aliko said, "Look, I have a meeting in Luanda tomorrow. I have to go." We said, "Are you kidding me? This is Mandela." He says, "I can see him anytime." So anyway, next day, this Zelda says,
"So Aliko Dangote was visiting who?"
Us.
Hey. Okay. Yeah, I stop at that.
Yeah. So the next day, Zelda said, "Be there by 10 to 12, because at noon the old man comes in exactly at noon. You have exactly 10 minutes, and then you have to go." I said, "No problem." We're there. 11:45, we're there already. Jamal smelled nicely. He had been bathed, changed, nappies, the whole shebang. At exactly 11:59, we see the convoy coming in. It's like a 2-car convoy, and they used to have an ambulance because he was getting old. Drives in. As he's driving in, Jamal takes the biggest dump of his life. Boom! Right there in the foyer, in the veranda. I mean, in the quarters, the waiting room. He takes the biggest dump. And where they were panicking, the old man's about to come in. This kid is now full of, you know what? I grab the kid, take him to the bathroom, wipe him up and down, in and out, put a new nappy, put on some new clothes, powder like you do, and walk back. Just by that time, the old man has already come in and gone to his office. Zelda is emerging from our office saying, "Are you guys ready?" And I'm holding up a nappy full of you know what. And I said, "Yeah, we're ready." Toss the nappy into the dustbin. We walk in. And kids, Mandela had met millions of kids in his time. And every time people bring kids to Madiba, they cry. They always cry, because they don't know this stranger. They have no clue who this person is, and he's there trying to hold the kids. And usually it's a messy situation. The kids want to be with their mothers or their fathers because they don't know who the stranger is. Jamal, in the presence of this man, guy grabs him. Mandela grabs big hands. He grabs Jamal, and the kid reaches out to Madiba and touches him on the cheek like this. And the picture was taken just at that time, as he's touching the old man's cheek. Didn't say a word. Just looked at him like in awe. Kid is 8 months old. It's like he knew he was in the presence of greatness. And the old man looks at the kid and says, "Oh, the son of chiefs has brought me a chief." Just like that. Priceless moment. And the kid today, Jamal, he's 10 years old now. To this day, he says, Madiba will always be his grandfather. When people come home and they see that picture of him and Madiba, they say, "Oh, who's that?" He says, "Oh, that's Grandpa Madiba, Tata Madiba." Oh, man. Presence. And that, my friend, is a story a day.
You make my story look so stupid.
Hot Breakfast with Jeff and Jelano.